our final, last but not least story. When I read the story, it was a gut punch in the best possible way. And I said, this has to end the book. There's no other way to end this book. So let me bring our final author to the stage. An American author, poet, and editor living in Australia, L.E. Daniels is a finalist for the Shirley Jackson, Bram Stoker, Ari Ellis, Australasian Shadows, and Ditmar Awards. Lauren's novel, Serpent's Wake, A Tale for the Bitten, is a notable work in the Horror Writer Association's mental health initiative. Her recent work has been published by Flame Tree Press, Black Spot Books, Hippocampus Press, Twisted Wing Productions, Underland Press, 34 Orchard, and Timber Ghost Press. She holds an MFA from Emerson College and directs Brisbane Writers Workshop, which I will drop that into the chat for you guys to see. Lauren, go ahead and take it.
Thank you, Elaine. It's delightful to be the one who closes the show. This is Stomata, and I should issue a content warning as suicide is a theme. Basically, this is a story about how nature finds a way to replace songbirds destroyed by humanity's exploitation and ensures that photosynthesis continues. There's a theory that the frequency of morning songbird, or morning bird song, I should say, stimulates the opening of the stomata, which are the tiny pores on the undersides of leaves, which commences the respiration of photosynthesis. My story begins upon the International Space Station, and it starts with a little poem. This section is called Ecstasy. In orbit, the same dream, telescoping time, asleep in straitjackets. I grip the bar and gaze out at the sunlit surface of the earth. The view is just as the others told me, but without so many words. I am pierced by a state of grace. Everything within me rises weightless toward home, but I resist. I press my spine against the hexagonal structure of the cupola and plant my feet firmly, inhaling the cool, recycled air. Time spirals through me, from a 6-year-old girl adjusting the eyepiece on her father's telescope, through the collage of sacrifices that brought me here. And in this gaze, all memory thins to vapor. I break apart and abandon the hunger to prove myself worthy of this uniform as ribbons of clouds and swathes of blue turn before me. In the distance, the light is just right and reveals the gold amniotic aura of Earth's atmosphere. I draw my gaze back to the ocean and look closer as the sea meets the curve of a continent. The wrinkle of the Himalayas appears without snow. Beyond them, scattered emerald landscapes are absorbed into beige deserts, and industrial regions release greasy ochre whirls into sapphire seas. Night claims the Pacific and stretches over landscapes slick with pale urban lights. It takes 90 minutes to circle the earth, and I clutch the bar until my hands cramp. A tear escapes and lifts from my cheek, a perfect sphere. I'm going to skip to part 2. As what's covered here is this, that the astronauts begin to discuss that they are all experiencing the same dream, as if the Earth itself is playing a stone tape of the Jurassic period, and they're hearing dawn. They're hearing the cacophony of dinosaur song in the mornings in their dreams. Now, in part 2, Cascade, we open 10 years later after Piotr and Hiroyuki, who are colleagues of our speaker, are all back on Earth and getting on with their lives. Opposable thumbs grasp and wipe out worlds. I find out about Hiro on Christmas morning. Since we left the space station a decade ago, he sends images from his daughter Tomoe's exhibitions every year, a courtship of cranes, crested ibis with rose gold wing feathers spread like fingers, a snowy owl in a poplar tree. Last Christmas, he sent me a fat little Shima Inaga, a cotton ball of a bird with tiny black eyes. Each year he's reached out, but not this Christmas, which is warm everywhere and lit almost globally by a strange humidity. Sitting up in bed at 5 a.m, I watch Hero standing in the gray light of the shrouded window. A waning moon still haunts the gauze of my curtains. His back is to me, but I know this man. His gaze is aimed at the part in the curtains, at the twin red maples in my yard, skeletal in the dark and draped in moonlit fog. Earlier this week, I saw the headlines. The last of the red crown cranes died in Japan from an avian flu that traces back to some poultry farm in Oklahoma or maybe Scotland, finger pointing, it's no one's fault and it's everyone's, our collective appetites to blame. Now Hero stands transparent at my window while I hold my breath. My phone lights up. Piotr, requesting voice and camera. I look again and Hero is gone. I drop my feet to the cold wooden floor, hit the light and pull on my robe. Good morning, Daphne. Piotr's eyes are red, his face tight. I am so sorry to call so early. I was up. I adjust my glasses. It's Hero. My heart skips, then aches hard. You two were close. I thought you should hear this, not from the news. Dawn silently illumes the window as Piotr tells me how Hero ended his life 3 days ago. He was feverish and complaining of flu symptoms when one night he washed what looked like a pharmacy down with a bottle of sake, walked out from his home into the cold mist of Hokkaido and died. There is more, Piotr says. His daughter, Tomoe, she called. It seems they cannot recover his body. It's lodged in a tree. What do you mean? She sent a video. It's something very wrong. And the corpse, I don't know how to say this. He looks away from the camera, blinking, and throws a hand over his eyes. There are reports, not just in Japan. Send it, I say. It is very bad to see a friend like this. No one understands. Send it. A tiny yellow envelope appears on my screen. I click. The video launches. And I see Hero, nude and wound impossibly into the crook of a large but semi-denuded poplar. The top branches are winter bare as they should be, but the crux where Hero's body is lodged is thick and feathery with green leaves. I lean in as the image grows closer. Hero's flesh is split and submerged in a tangle of new shoots. Young branches pierce his arms, torso, his legs. His bare feet dangle, muddy toes pointing to the wet earth, to his robe, to his yukata, lay abandoned on the ground. I choke, my breath seizing, but I am unable to stop the video. Piotr speaks in a low voice, but I don't know what he's saying. A woman's voice pleads in Japanese, Tomoe. Her words are fragmented with sobs as she pans out, and the feed shakes across the barren farmland that surrounds the lone tree, the shadows long. The image zooms in on Hero's face, blurs, then grows crisp, filling the frame with vacant, milky eyes and parted, swollen lips. Tomoe's voice falters as she changes to English. Listen, she says, choking back a sob, to the morning song. Thank you.